It was a wintry day. Katie learned that snowflakes don't tap on the window like rain. Orbie found out that if it's really snowing hard, your footprints get hidden quickly. And they both discovered that sucking the end of your mitten made it cold and hard. Katie and Orbie were headed into the house to get a carrot for their snowman's nose. They overheard Mom on the phone. It was a conversation about having someone come for a visit. Katie and Orbie loved visitors, so when Mom hung up, Katie asked who was coming. As Katie opened the fridge to look for the carrot, Mom explained that Dad's work partner, Eleanor, was going away for the weekend, and she wanted them to babysit Bunton Q. Bunny. Well, I don't have to tell you. There was cheering and jumping going on. Katie looked at the carrot in her hand and put it back in the fridge. The snowman would have to go without a nose because one thing about Bunton, he loved carrots. Mom told them they'd need to prepare. She took them shopping for vegetables and rabbit pellets. Eleanor said Bunton would come running for rabbit pellets. He loved them so much. At home, Orbie, with a toot, declared them ready, and now all they needed was a bunny. At lunchtime, Dad struggled in the door carrying a wire mesh cage. Bunton, a pure white bunny, was in the cage, huddled up on the side against Dad. Dad placed the cage on the floor, and everybody gathered around. Katie and Orbie were dying to pick him up and play with him, but Dad said Bunton needed to understand that they were his babysitters. Katie corrected Dad. They were bunny sitters. And Dad chuckled. She was absolutely right. And I think Bunton Q did understand because as Dad opened the cage, he poked his nose out and sniffed like crazy. Bunton believed he was a cat. He pretty much did everything the way a cat does. It made him an easy house guest. At first, Bunton hopped this way and that. He sniffed after every hop. Katie and Orbie followed him. Chance was sleeping on the couch and didn't even notice Bunton come in. He was sound asleep, dreaming of playing with a great big ball of wool, so you can imagine his surprise when he woke up and found out it was actually a bunny. Chance leapt right up in the air and off the couch. Bunton was very surprised, but in a second he too jumped off the couch and followed Chance. Chance turned when Bunton got close, and he sniffed the end of Bunton's nose. And Bunton sniffed the end of Chance's nose. And for a moment, no one was too sure what would happen. But then Chance rubbed up against Bunton, and both of them seemed to be smiling, and the whole family relaxed. This was going to be a terrific weekend. Later, when Bunton Q. Bunny was comfortable, Orbie carried him upstairs to play with him. He and Katie played house, and Bunton Q. was the baby. They put a bonnet on him and pushed him around the room in a doll carriage, and Bunton liked it for a while, but then he jumped out. Katie and Orbie were admiring their silly hats in the mirror at the time, so they didn't see where he went. In fact, Bunton Q. went to the best comfy place he could think of, the costume box. When Katie found him missing from the doll carriage, she looked around. Orbie burbled that Bunton Q. wanted to play another game now, a game of hide and seek. So Katie looked in the closet. Orbie crawled under the bed. Katie looked behind their stuffy, and Orbie tried hopping like a bunny to see where Bunton would go, but they found no bunny. Mom popped by the room to see if everything was going well, and they explained that Bunton Q. Bunny was playing hide and seek, and he was really good at it. They couldn't find him. Mom smiled at the two friends. He'd come out soon enough. And as a matter of fact, when Katie tossed her hat in the costume box, Bunton Q. popped his nose right up. Mom was right. Mom thought maybe Bunton Q. needed a rest and suggested the friends go outside to play for a while. In a flash of boots and snowsuits and hats, they were heading out the front door, and Orbie called back that they were going to finish the snowman. As he tooted the word snowman, something soft, white, and fast shot out through the open door and into the white snow. It was Bunton Q. Orbie was shocked and turned to see him in the snow, but, well, all he could see was white. Katy saw him go near the bushes, but lost sight of him too. Orbie felt sick to his stomach. Bunton Q wasn't supposed to go outside. Katy followed the footprints while Orbie raced in to get Dad and Mom. They threw on boots and hurried out. It would be awful if Bunton Q was lost in the snowy day. Everybody called and looked around the yard, and even Yi Ping and Arthur, who were outside making a snow mountain, came to help. There was no Bunton Q. Orbie wanted to take good care of Bunton Q, not lose him in the snow. Dad explained that it was hard to find Bunton because he was camouflaged. Nature had helped Bunton Q hide by making him as white as the snow. That way, he could keep safe. Katy and Orbie knew he was a good hider and were glad he was safe, but at that very moment, they wished that he had come out. Just as Dad was crawling under a snowy bush, getting snow down the back of his pants, Orbie had an idea. He shot inside and picked up the bowl of rabbit pellets. He'd remembered what Eleanor had said. Out in the snow again, while everyone else was crawling around, Orbie sat very still. Every now and then, he shook the pellets in the bowl. He softly burbled Bunton Q's name, and he thought maybe he noticed something. It was under a bush at the end of the yard. Everyone fell silent. He burbled again. 2 very pink ears pricked up at the sound of the shaking pellets. And in seconds, Bunton Q Bunny was sitting on Orbie's lap, nibbling away. They were joyful to find Bunton, and nobody was happier than Orbie, who had let him out by accident. That night, Bunton Q slept on Orbie's lap at story time. He was very happy to spend the weekend with his friends. And I hope if you ever babysit or bunny sit, you'll take very good care of the guest pet, too. If you do, I know they'll be happy to spend the whole weekend with you.
Whenever you're cold or hot or feel anything at all, your nerves send a message to your brain to tell you what's going on. Imagine if someone called you to tell you that you were cold. Well, in fact, your nerves do exactly that. And that's a great thing. So then, you'll keep your mitts on when you're playing in the snow.